Still setting up, but you know what? You can be there. I do not mind that. Just let's see that we have a bit of a nicer angle, huh? To what we're doing today. So, yeah, you can kind of see what I'm doing. That's good. Now let's get this show on the road, huh? So today I won't be baking, although I have to quickly show you how awesome this bread came out and what a nice kind of crumb it has. Look at that crumb. Like, turned out really nice and it tastes scrumptious. So, but what are we doing today? Well, I bought this a few months ago. Just never really had the time to get around to it. Plus I was afraid that my dogs were gonna go mental if I ever built this birdhouse. But you know what? I'm still gonna build the birdhouse. So, as you can see, this is a prefab. I don't know if you want to call it that, but that's basically what it is. And yeah, let's get building and chatting and all of that. So, as you can see, I've set up everything nicely. Our faceplate, our sides, the bottom, more sides, and the back. Or, well, this is the roof. Not sides, this is the roof, as you can see. And the back. And yeah, I've always enjoyed doing these kind of things. That's why, like, I love going to IKEA. Oh, wrong way. I love going to IKEA because I get to build stuff afterwards. And I know a lot of people like don't like the like prefabricated stuff, and but I'm okay with it. Like, it's like building Legos, you know. I know Legos are generally there for creativeness and all of that, but it's also fun to nicely place all the parts on your table and then follow the instructions, although they teach you differently in the Lego movie. But you know what? Following the instructions is awesome as well, because the song is, of course, everything is awesome. Hey, hi. So yeah, everything is awesome, and everything includes following the instructions. Instruction 1 was, using a screw, attach the perch to the front piece as shown. Tighten the screw with the screwdriver provided. We have finished number 1. Hey, let's give ourselves a round of applause. So, number 2, we need our sides. As you can see, it has little grooves in there for the bottom, so that the bottom plate can be groovy. So, align the side pieces to the back piece by making sure the grooves are facing inside and down. Attach the back piece to the side pieces using screws as shown. Tighten with a screwdriver. So, let's do this. Do I want this here or here? I'm okay with it over here, I'd say. Yeah, this is good. This is the way that it's meant. And then when this goes on, yeah, that's correct and fine and dandy and all of those things. So let's get our screw in. And let's align the screw with the corresponding hole. Yeah, I don't have the most steady hands, but you know what? That's fine. That's fine. Plus, I have big hands, and these are little screws and a little screwdriver. I know, but you know what? Take your time. Take your time when you build stuff. Oh, and for future Dad's making episodes, there's already some lovely Legos on their way. I'd be lying if I said the Legos are for my son, because he's only 3. Lego is a bit too advanced for him, right? So he's more still of the Duplo generation, and of course Playmobil. Yes, in this household, much like Star Trek and Star Wars, we like Lego, we like Duplo and Playmobil. I also like Star Wars and Star Trek. So whoever here tries to tell me that these fandoms can't align and work together and all of that stuff, like the United Federation of Planets, you know, you're wrong. We all can get along, and we can all love stuff, because you know what? In the end, like John Lennon once wrote, love is all you need. Love is all you need. So, we are really motoring through this build, huh? It's almost as if this was all pre-made. So, as if this was all pre-made. So, this is fine. As you can see, we have our signs. Oh my god. So, now, it told me to do it the other way around, but you know what? That's fine with me. So, let's get our back piece in there. Slide the back piece into the grooves as shown. And yes, of course, I made the mistake of, even though I was reading the manual, or RTFM, as my wife likes to call it, yeah, I didn't fully. But you know what? That's fine. We can attach this now to the back just as easily. So let's make sure to get our screw in here, and then align this nicely with the groove, so it's all groovy. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on this now, so that's why the screwing is taking a little longer, just so that I don't break it, because, you know, like, I'm a big dude, I'm a big dad, and putting a lot of pressure on things can break them. So, now that we have this side aligned, let's make sure to get this side in there as well, and then we'll tighten all the screws. Tighten them all around. So. Let's tighten them up. Tighten them up. Tighten them up. So. Look at that. Huh? Just make sure that we are tight enough. That's good. That's good too. And don't let anybody tell you that making something that's prefabricated and you just basically assemble it is any less manly or enjoyable. Because you know what? They're wrong. It is just as manly and just as enjoyable to just assemble stuff. You know? So, as you can see, we have a house. We don't have liftoff yet, but we have a house. And now we need to assemble, or to attach our roof. But first we need to RTFM. Pull the rope through the wooden toggle and tie a big knot at the base of the rope, making sure the toggle is secure. So this is our rope. I'm not sure that this will be sufficient later to fully attach this to the tree outside, but I'm going to do my best to see. Oh, and the tree that you'll see later, I actually planted that for my son when he was born. Because in Germany, I don't know, I don't remember if you say that over here in Ireland or in English in general, but in Germany we say you have to buy a house, you have to plant a tree, and you have to have a boy, but like child is probably better to say nowadays. And you know what? I wouldn't mind having a daughter too. I just happen to have a son, you know, and he's amazing. And I love him to bits as if he was my own, because he is my own. So let's make sure that that knot is big enough. Oh yeah, that is big enough. Look at that. Let's just, shoot, it wasn't big enough. That's okay. Then we'll just tie the knot a third time. I'm happy with the first time that I tied the knot. So let's go there one more time. So now we do have a fourth knot. So let's see. Haha, much better. It's holding together. Yay! So attach the remaining roof pieces with screws as shown. Insert the toggle end of the rope into the hole in the top of the roof. Perfect. So now let's build our roof. Let's build our roof. Let's build our roof. Roof. So, oh, and the next book I'm going to read for Dad's reading, I have selected, and it's a lovely book that'll allow me to do voices, and it is da 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 da, drum roll and all these happy things. It is The Wizard of Oz. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing all the voices from The Wizard of Oz. We should have attached this side first, just to be sure that I get the screw in, but I think I found it. So let's get it in there. Yeah, great. So another learning we took. And yeah, the original one, the one that's in public domain. So not the Disney version, but like that ain't gonna stop me singing her up to save the wizard. And if I remember all the other songs, I'll sing those too, but not like for long, just long enough for you to recognize the song and short enough for me not to get some copyright stuff going, which neither of us or none of us really want. I don't want to get in trouble for that kind of stuff. So let's tighten that screw. Get it nice and tight. And then let's get this one in here as well. So perfect. So, and then we're almost done assembling our lovely birdhouse, huh? Or then we are done assembling our lovely birdhouse. So let's get this screw in here, as you can see. So go in here. So, as always, there's one screw left, and I have no idea where to put it. With the screws as shown, attach the remaining roof pieces with the screws as shown. Insert the toggle end of the rope into the hole in the top of the roof. Tighten all screws with the screwdriver to ensure the house is stable. Your birdhouse is ready to paint. Great. So let's insert this, and let me guess, it's tight, but that's okay. That'll just mean it'll hold. So let's get this in here. too. So, da 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 da. Yay! Yay! So now our house is ready to be painted. So yeah, the funny thing is that it showed purple on this, but it only has blue. That's fine. And what's really cool as well, let's shake those paints first. And put this over here, and our remaining screw we'll probably use for the tree to fasten the rope. So this green is actually a glow-in-the-dark green. So I'm anxious to find out how this will look later on tonight outside. Okay, I have a bit of water here and something to clean it. So then let's get painting, huh? See, you got building and painting in one go, or in one video. Isn't that amazing? So let's paint this here so they can see where they need to go in, huh? So the birds know this is our door. This is where we enter our lovely new home. So then we're almost done, going round and round and round. It's funny how this glow-in-the-dark green actually on the wood now at the moment looks kind of yellowish. So might need to do a second coat of paint later, but that's okay. So what else would we make green? We could make these fin parts green, you know. Well, and one of the stripes. Why not, you know? So then let's make this part here green, huh? So, and as long as the paint is wet, even if we make little boo-boos, little mistakes, it's all okay. Don't make mistakes. Didn't Bob Ross say we don't make mistakes, they're happy accidents or something? So let's just get this little bit of paint off here. Perfect. So yeah, now let's get this fin painted. So, and I hope you're all enjoying watching this. So, and I hope my boy will enjoy seeing this birdhouse that I made for him. I'll call it build, like I built it. Doesn't matter who made the holes for the screws, you know, as long as you enjoy what you're doing. That's the main part, huh? So, good thing about these rubber gloves is won't have paint on my hands. I think I probably need to speak up more, just so that you actually can hear me. I said the good thing about these rubber gloves is that I won't get paint on my fingers. So, yeah, came out okay. So let's do the next part. So I'm looking forward to seeing his face when he sees this birdhouse. And then of course all the lovely birds that will go in and out and spend a little while in the house. That reminds me to get bird food. I'll do that later. So let's just make sure that we don't go out of the lines here, at least not too much. So, and because of the type of wood, the plywood, and the type of the paint, everything seems to be drying fairly quickly. So I'll probably need to use a different brush for those little details. Yeah, I'll use the other brush. So I'll just put this here, and as we did before, a little bit of water, a little bit of drying off, and then let's get into this. So, and paint all our lovely details here, huh? So let's get into the groove. Let's get into the groove. So if you watch Dougie, then you know where that's from. So now let's paint it all up here. And yeah, so tiny bit of paint on the side, but that's okay. What do we think, huh? Okay. Yeah, all the stars of course need to be glow in the dark. Like they do need to be glow in the dark. So let's make them all glow in the dark stars. You know, who doesn't like glow in the dark stars? Which bird could say no to that? What do you think? What do you guys think? So, and again, if you draw or if you paint outside of the lines a little bit, that is not a problem, and it does happen, you know. So then you just wipe it off and you continue. So yeah, the stars are coming along nicely. So one more on this tile part of the roof. So would you look at that? So while we're here chatting so nicely, what are you guys watching at the moment? I mean, this whole Corona COVID-19 situation has of course left a lot of time to catch up on shows and movies that you probably wanted to watch or to rewatch shows. Like for instance, I'm currently in the process of rewatching Star Trek Enterprise. Yeah. Well, see, it's already nice and dry over here. That's good. So, yeah, Star Trek Enterprise. That's what I'm watching, and we're also watching the Marvel movies at this point in time again. Forgot how much I enjoyed each and every one of them. You know, although Endgame, when I went to the cinema with my wife twice, I had to, like, I cried almost through the entire movies in the cinema. Yes, men are allowed to cry. Don't let the old macho stuff from the 80s tell you otherwise. men can and do cry. So one star that's under here, I know it won't be visible much, but you know what? We're painting all the stars, then we're painting all the stars. A little bit of paint, okay, that's fine. So yes, it's good to cry. You know, if you feel like crying, cry. And then you get a big hug from someone who loves you. And then it's all better. And sometimes maybe you don't want a hug. Sometimes you might, sometimes you might not. I am a hugger, so I do like a good hug when I don't feel well. Emotionally or physically. Don't feel well. So, but you know, some people don't like that. And that's absolutely fine as well, you know. If they don't like a hug, they don't like a hug. You know? And if they do, then they do. So, now we almost have all our lovely stars glow in the dark. Only this one on the side and the ones on the back are missing. So, that's nice. Now, let's get those on the back colored in as well. And yes, I am using too much paint on my paintbrush. That's fine. I haven't painted in a good while. I mean, on my YouTube channel or my Instagram channel, you can see paintings I made, paintings I painted. But that has surely been a while. But you know what? Maybe I'll one of these days do an hour of just painting something. I have a painting that I started of a kind of a dark sky with a moon that's massive and all of that stuff. My wife really thinks it's not good, but that just is motivation to finish it until it is good, you know. And it's fair enough. If she doesn't like what I painted, then that's fine. So over here, as you can see, I don't know if you can see, here I have a sun. The corona will also be glow in the dark. So, my corona, my corona. So, do you guys paint or draw or do something artistic? It'd be cool if you told me in the comments under this video. And I read all the comments and I reply as soon as I can. But it'd be cool to know, you know. If you guys do something creative, you know, even, you know, mowing your lawn in a certain way because it gives a nice pattern. That's really creative. That's good creativity, you know. Next to all of this, I'm currently writing my first novel. A sci-fi novel. And you know what? We'll also give the UFOs engine, exhaust, or whatever you call it. We'll give that some neon as well. So now we have a lot of neon bits, and that's good. So yeah, that's that for the neon, I'd say, for now at least. So let's wash our paint brushes. So this one, and let's wash this one too, although I don't know if I'll use it again, but I might, so I might as well wash it. So, come on, let's get all the paint out, huh? So, good. So what's the next color, huh? We'll get at. Would we do a red stripe here, and then some in the fire? Why not? You know? So, let's open our lovely red paint. Let's get the paint off here. So, yeah. Let's give it some red tops here. I mean, I could be painting it the way that it showed on the photo of the manufacturer, but those are mostly guides, you know. Paint, like when it comes to painting, like of course, you know, if you're painting something like from a franchise that you like and you bought whatever ship or whatever it is that you bought, right? And doing it accurately to the color scheme of the film or TV show or video game is probably something that you want to do, right? Because you bought it so that it would look like it does on the show. But maybe you didn't, you know? Or maybe you don't want to, and that's fine too. Just paint it the way that you feel like it. And if you bought yourself some kit to build things, then by all means, paint it in whatever the way you want. You want a pink X-Wing, paint your X-Wing pink. It's absolutely fine. There's nothing to say an X-Wing can't be pink unless it is you who says you don't want your X-Wing to be pink, which of course, and then it's fine again as well. If you don't want your X-Wing to be pink, it doesn't have to be pink. So we're almost done here with this part. So it's always a bit of a concentration thing. But yeah, you know, that's red now, that's red, and then we probably need to do the outer flame bit red and the inner one yellow. Yeah. So let's do it that way. Is that 100% accurate to how a flame looks? Potentially not. You know, could be different. Don't remember right now. But I'm enjoying making this here red, so it's turning out to be red. So that's why I keep saying, if you want it to be red, because you want it to be red, then make it red. So okay. So that's red. Will we do something else red here? There are some breaks here on that planet that could be like red. So let's see if we can get in there and make them red too. Just very little pressure on it so that we don't paint too much outside of the lines. So found the Instagram TV, or what is it called? IGTV function. So I've been uploading the videos I have done for Dad's Making on Instagram today. At least the ones I did before. Not this one yet, of course. But yeah. Oh yeah, and Jupiter over here with its red spot, you know. And it does have, you know, red lines potentially. Potentially it doesn't. So I'm gonna do the same with my dad's reading later, so don't feel I'm spamming you. At least I hope you don't feel like I'm spamming you. But that's what I am going to do. Yeah, and let's get this down here red as well. That's fine. So for now, that's all the red we're going to use. So let's get this paintbrush here washed. Let's get this paintbrush here washed. So, and again, let's turn it. So the next color we will use is blue. And we'll do the big parts in blue up front here, like the big stripe here and that one up there. Because we wanted blue. Although I could make the whole rocket blue. Like the whole thing, and make the that stripe and that stripe red later on. You know what? We'll do that. That sounds even more fun, huh? We'll paint our lovely, lovely rocket this blue. Is that cobalt blue? Not 100% sure. Sure Bob Ross would know. Used to love watching Bob Ross. Sadly that he passed away, huh? You know, with his, now I'm going to paint a lovely little tree, and over here I'm going to give him a little friend, and all of these things. Yeah. Like, when I was doing my A-levels in design, I watched a lot of Bob Ross. First of all, we had to paint, so, you know, that was one of the reasons to learn a bit from Bob Ross. The only sad part was that all the Bob Ross tools that you can buy are really expensive. Like, and I mean they're really, really expensive. So when you're a poor student and you like Bob Ross, you might like him, and you might want to have the tools that he's using. But then, of course, again, you are a poor student, which means you can't have them. Ah, shoot. Can I get this off? Yeah. I can't, but that's good. Like Bob Ross used to say, we don't make mistakes, they're all happy accidents when it comes to painting. When it comes to painting, there are no mistakes, they're just happy accidents. So, might actually see later if I can give the shuttle eyes, I don't know, but the drill holes here kind of look to me like they should have eyes, and this is the mouth, but you know, that'll make it to an octopus type ship. You know, an octopus-esque ship. So, yeah, look at that. Our ship is turning out nice and blue. So, might need to do a second coat for this here later on when the first coat is dried, depending on how I like it. So, but I'll see, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it, huh? Yeah. So. So, I'm sorry for being a bit quiet, but you know, painting can also be very meditative or meditative. Can be like meditation. And in meditation, you don't talk a lot, huh? Generally, when you're meditating. I mean, unless you have like some form of person or guided meditation going, and that person then talks because they are guiding you. So, and then there is a lot of talking. So here we go. Would you look at that? That's coming out nicely. Our blue little birdhouse. So let's get a bit more paint up here. This looks to me to be a little thin when it comes to the coat of paint. Oh, that's okay. It's just drying now. So, how has the situation changed in your countries, wherever you're from? If I read the news correctly, here in Ireland we're still banned from travelling far unless you're over 70. So, from what I understand, you can't travel more than 5 kilometers unless you're over 70. And if you're over 70, you can. So, I wonder if that means if you are traveling with someone over 70, that you can travel further too. The issue there is though that if I remember it correctly, you're not supposed to spend more than 15 minutes with a senior that is not living in your house in the same place, or with somebody else if there's a senior living in your house, something like that. So, and yes, I know I've painted outside the lines a few times now. You know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with painting outside of the lines. So, now we're almost done with our lovely little rocket ship. And it's blue. Would you look at that? Turned on blue. Turned out nicely on the video up there too. Huh. Okay, the next bit that's going to be blue is of course the ocean of the earth. So let's get cracking, huh? I may need to switch to the finer brush at some point just to make sure that the details all work out. But we'll see. I already know I'll need to, but yeah. So I might actually make the continents glow in the dark later on, because I don't have a green, so I have a glow in the dark green, like I don't have a normal green, but I have a glow in the dark green. So, and it could look cool to have the earth light up Don't you think? Don't you think that that would look nice? Oh, almost overpainted Ireland there. That would have been awkward. Would have turned Ireland into Atlantis. So, yeah, I'd say the time has come for the more detailed brush. Do I want anything else blue that might be big? No, that's okay. That is okay. We'll place this like this. And now let's clean our paintbrush. And no, this is not a tutorial how to paint or how to clean your brush. So I am probably cleaning it incorrectly, you know, but that's okay. These brushes here are only to paint this house, and afterwards I'm gonna give it to my 3-year-old, or give them to my 3-year-old so that he can paint with them, and the paint's gonna be everywhere, you know, so there is no point in being bothered by that then. So the Earth, our lovely blue planet. So our lovely, lovely blue planet. If I remember correctly, 70% covered in liquid water, or covered in water. I can't remember if it's liquid water or if the Antarctic ice counts towards that statistic, but it is covered in 70% water. Don't get mistaken now in saying that it is made of 70% water, because that is not true. Our lovely ellipsoid is covered by 70% of its landmass is covered in water. So, but it does not consist of it. If I remember correctly, like, but it'd be weird if it was 70% water, like made of 70% water, you know. So let's make sure we don't get rid of England, although they got rid of themselves when it comes to the EU. So okay, this bit is done. Just a few more here, a few more bits here and there to make blue. And yes, I am shaking a bit, but that's number one, nerves, and number two, probably inherited that from my mother, who sadly does suffer from tremors. So that should be Greenland over here and Iceland. So, do you know that there is an island by Canada that is owned by both Denmark and Canada, and that they argue over it, and the military, when it goes there, of Canada leaves, I think, a bit of alcohol, but when it leaves, the alcohol is there for the Danish military when it comes in, and they kind of share the island. Yes, that was on QI, one of Sandy Toksvig's Randy Scandy facts about random Scandinavian facts. So let's look at that. Oh, I smeared it up here, but you know what? That is okay. A little bit of ozone layer or something. Okay, you know what? We'll give the spaceship. We'll give the spaceship blue windows. Blue, 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 blue windows. So, oh yeah, I mentioned earlier that I'm writing a book. And I am 1/4 done, almost at 17,000 words. I looked it up. Generally, a novel is between 60,000 and 90,000 words, so I'm aiming for the 60,000 for now at least. So, yeah. I'm a quarter done, and it's sci-fi because I love sci-fi. So, and I hope to be done by the end of the month or sometime this month, and that you guys then can read it soon. I just need to find someone to publish it. So I'm not gonna say too much about it because I don't want to spoil it, but yeah. I'm writing a book. Maybe I'm the next Joan K. Rowling. It's sort of kids friendlier than or around the same kind of friendliness that the Harry Potter books are. And there's no sex in it, so all you Game of Thrones horn dogs have to disappoint you. There won't be any sex in there. I mean, there is talk of relationship and love and all that stuff. All of them smoochy stuff, but no sex. No sex. So, and yes, you can insert the dad joke now that if I'm not having sex, why should they have sex? You know, but that's on your own accord. So, I'd say we're done with the color blue. So, for now at least, let's get this all washed up nicely. Okay, now let's move on to yellow and see if that actually looks different to the neon green, huh? What do you guys think? So, let's continue with yellow. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Yellow, yellow, yellow. And I don't remember the words to the song Yellow. Otherwise I'd be singing that now. I don't even remember the music. Something like me, oh, yellow. Or something like that. So. No, I'm not dissing Chris Martin. It's just the way that I hear the song. That he sings me, oh, yellow. That's the way I hear him sing it. You know, we all perceive songs slightly differently. And that's the way I perceive that song. So that's yellow now, that's good. What else will we need? Yellow. Oh yeah, let's do up a few stripes here on Jupiter yellow. So, there's still, yeah, that's yellow. That one's yellow. And will I, oh yeah, let's make this one yellow as well. So, I mean, it's a birdhouse. That my son will look at. So, oh yeah, and of course the center of the sun will be yellow. So let's make sure that the sun is yellow and that I don't forget about it. Forget about it. So. So now our sun is yellow. Oh yeah, let's do that area of Jupiter yellow too. So that's fine. Do this in red and that in red. We have a bit of yellow here, a bit of yellow there. Down here, I wanted to do the specks of this planet in yellow. So, because I think it does look cool. So, yeah, oh, that's about it when it comes to yellow. So let's get rid of yellow. So yellow, we're done with yellow. Now let's get back to our neon green. Yeah, dear, this will be neon green, and I think the dots on here will be neon green as well. So let's get cracking. So the Earth is neon green now. So I'm not going to hang this out tonight or today because I want to see later on if I need to repaint the glow in the dark paint. You know, maybe I might need a second coat of paint to really start going. I mean, it might be a faint kind of situation regardless, but if I can improve it a little bit, you know, by doing a second coat of paint, why not? It's for my boy. And I'd do anything for my boy. So, and unlike Meatloaf, I have no limitations when it comes to doing good and nice things for my boy. So, let's see if we can overpaint this nicely here, huh? Otherwise, with Norway and Russia is under water up here. Which, I mean, with global warming could happen soon. But this is not a prophetic one. So, well, in theory it's a fantasy one, as you can see. I'll try to hold it out a bit further here so you can see how I'm painting. So, and yes, it looks weird to have the Earth be this kind of a color, but you know what, that's okay. So let's get Ireland there too. So Ireland is now existing on our map. It's not the Irish green, but it's a neon green or a glow in the dark green or so. So, oh, and I launched Patreon yesterday. So if you get a chance to go onto my Patreon, then that would be fantastic. You know, a $5 a month would be cool to get, and I'd already be like super stoked to get a $5, right? And if you want to give me more, then wow, give me more, you know. course, if this does make money, that just means that I can create more cool content, upgrade the equipment a bit, and yeah, make more cool stuff for you to watch. And like you see on Patreon, most of the money that I make of Patreon, once it happens, like, don't have any donations yet, but once it happens that I do make money off of Patreon, most of it will go into a savings account for my son. So ultimately, you'd be positively impacting the future of my boy. And that would be amazing if you would do that for him. You know? Be amazing for me too if you did that, you know? I think I'll make a ring here, neon as well. A ring of Saturn. And to quote Beyonce, or misquote Beyonce, someone liked Saturn and put a ring on it and didn't run away and leave Saturn, but actually put multiple rings on it, which is good. You know, once you put a ring on it, it should be forever and ever, and not until you have a disagreement or anything. So, you know. So yeah, that's neon now too. So I'd say we're done with the neon. Now we're going to finish off a few bits of the red paint. And I think we're going to use this here, this paintbrush here. For that, because they're big enough for that. Awkward things are awkward to open, especially when you have fairly large hands like me. So let's make sure to get a good blob of paint in here where the screw is, and let's not screw it up. Ha, 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 ha. So, and if you like watching me paint, then, you know, give this all a nice thumbs up and a comment and a share. And I don't know how the YouTube algorithm works at this point in time. It used to be that you'd have to watch the videos until the end. So even if you don't necessarily want to finish the video, just open a second tab, leave the video end, and then close the tab, and you won't have to watch the video until the end if you don't want to, but it'll be good for my YouTube channel, you know, and that would be amazing, you know, if you did that. So, and like I said, if you paint outside of the lines, then that is absolutely fine. Really, absolutely fine. Just the last detail here into the corner. So, as you can see, this is done. Do I want anything else red? No, that's it. So basically, that is it. All I need to do is properly wash out my paintbrushes over there now, and keep these paints for my son. I'm sure we'll find something else to paint glow in the dark colored fairly soon. And yeah, otherwise, thank you for watching. You know, it's been a blast for me to chat with you guys and to paint up this spaceship, and I'll try to take a glow-in-the-dark photo. I'm not sure if that'll work. Like, I have no clue. But we'll see. And you'll see then as well. So, as always, thank you for watching. And Steve is out.